All right, today we're going to dive into a really powerful framework for anyone looking to build something that actually lasts. We're talking a business, a creative project, even a new career path. It's called the 3P rule, and honestly, it might just be the blueprint for sustainable success you've been looking for.
So, have you ever asked yourself this? I mean, you see someone who's just bursting with talent, they launch something amazing, and then, like a year later, it's just gone. It fizzles out. It's a super common story, right? But what if the reason for that failure isn't what we all assume it is? Well, here's the big secret. It turns out long-term success, the kind that sticks around, it isn't just about raw talent. Not at all. It's about having a model, a system that can actually support that talent over the long haul. And that system, that's what we're calling the 3P rule.
Okay, so where do we start? Well, the first pillar, the absolute foundation of this whole thing, has to be passion. And when we say passion, we're not just talking about a casual interest. We're talking about that genuine, deep down excitement that fuels your work, especially on the days when your motivation is just not there. It's the thing that gets you through the grind. It's your why. I love this metaphor because it just nails it. Passion is your engine. Simple as that. Without that internal drive, the whole project is just going to stall out before you even get a chance to pick up any speed.
But, an engine by itself is just a hunk of metal sitting in the garage, right? You need a vehicle to put it in. And that brings us to our second, absolutely essential pillar, proficiency. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's not enough to love something. You have to be good at it. Proficiency is all about your skill, your competence, your craft. It's what allows you to turn that passionate idea into something real, something high quality that other people will actually value.
And this keeps our little car analogy going perfectly, doesn't it? If your passion is the engine that points you down a road, your proficiency is the well-built car that can actually handle the journey. You absolutely need both. One without the other just doesn't work.
So, we've got an engine and we've got a vehicle. What are we missing? Fuel. You can't go anywhere without it. And this brings us to our third and final pillar, the one that so many people forget about, profit. Now, let's be really clear here. When we say profit, we're not just talking about getting rich. It's about sustainability. It means there's an addressable market out there, basically a real group of people who want what you're offering and are willing to pay for it. Without that, your project is just a ticking clock. It can't survive. And there you have it, the final piece of the puzzle. Profit is the fuel. It doesn't just keep the lights on, it's what allows you to reinvest, to get better, to upgrade your vehicle, and to turn what might have been a short road trip into a lifelong expedition. Okay, so we have our three pillars: passion, proficiency, and profit. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Let's look at what happens when one of them is missing. Because this is where most people get tripped up. These are the common traps. First up, what if you have passion and proficiency, but no profit? You know this person, right? It's the starving artist archetype. You are amazing at what you do, and you love it, but nobody's buying it. The financial pressure just builds and builds until you burn out. What was once your passion becomes this huge source of stress. It's the perfect hobby, but it's a failing business. Okay, next trap. Proficiency plus profit, but no passion. Does that sound familiar to anyone? This is the classic golden handcuffs. You're skilled, the money's great, you've got security, but you feel empty inside. You dread Mondays. And this leads to a totally different kind of burnout, one that comes from just pure apathy. And the final trap, you've got passion and profit, but no proficiency. We call this the frustrated dreamer. You've got a fantastic idea. You know there's a market for it, and you're so excited. But you just don't have the skills to actually deliver a good product. The execution is sloppy, the quality is poor, and eventually the whole thing fails. So seeing all these traps, the question is obvious, right? How do you avoid them? Well, it's not about picking your favorite 2 out of 3. The real goal, the only goal for longevity, is to find that magic sweet spot where all 3 of these pillars overlap. So the roadmap to something that lasts usually looks like this. You start with what genuinely gets you excited, that's your passion. Then you pour your time and energy into getting amazing at it. You build proficiency. And then you strategically find the place where that skilled passion can serve an actual market. And that's how you find the profit. Right there in the middle, at that intersection, that's where longevity is born. I really like this chart because it just lays everything out so clearly. You can see all the different combinations and what they lead to. Financial burnout,
apathy burnout, competency failure. I mean, those are all dead ends. There's only one combination here that leads to sustainable success and true longevity.
And this, right here, is the absolute key takeaway from all of this. Please let this sink in. This isn't just a helpful suggestion, it's a predictor. It's practically a law of nature for creative work. If your project, your niche, your business, if it doesn't satisfy all three of these criteria, you will quit. It's not a matter of if, but when.
So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Take a hard look at your own work, your project, your big idea. Are you running on all three cylinders? Is your engine full of passion? Is your vehicle proficient and well-built? And is your tank full of fuel? Because identifying which P you're missing, well, that's the first step toward building something that can truly go the distance.